All right, everyone. Hello, and welcome back to the channel. All right, now, so for those of you that got to watch the video of Bitch Boy, aka Christopher Cordova, and his girlfriend Sour T, aka Thunder Thighs, for those of you that got to watch the video of both of them getting arrested just the day before yesterday, then you probably saw the live stream that he put out yesterday for his subscribers, explaining to his subscribers why he and his girlfriend were arrested. Now, I watched the live stream, and I found a few things there interesting that I wanted to share it with you guys. And the one thing that stands out, guys, would you believe that Christopher has the audacity? He called himself a victim in this. A victim. Mind you, this man has been harassing that city hall in Sheridan for at least 3 to 4 months now. He's been making an effort going to this city hall on a bi-weekly to the council meetings with a handful of frauditors. None of them, not Christopher, not Sour T, none of them that go to these meetings and harasses these city council members. None of them live there. And it's truly amazing that it came out of his mouth in the live stream that he considers himself a victim. A victim. Let's get into the video, guys. I think you're going to find it very interesting. Guys, it took me a whole day to put this video together. There were a handful of things that I want to call bullshit on, and I want to prove it with his own videos. So please make the effort of watching the entire video. I normally like to do the videos 30 minutes or less, but this video took longer because, again, I went into his video library to prove a few things that he threw out to his subscribers that he is full of shit. Let's get into the video and let me point those things out to you.
Hey everyone, thanks for coming in on this video, guys. As the majority of you guys know, Sweet Tea and I got arrested yesterday. And of course, I'm here with the lovely Sweet Tea and big sis Regan Benson in the house. Thanks for being here, ladies. So thank you all for coming in. We have a lot to go over. We're going to watch some video footage that we have of the arrest, which we haven't published yet, but some other people have published it. We're going to go through some crazy stuff that Martinez's goons were doing over there in the lobby. Lots of stuff to go over. And so first thing that we would like to say is that this is just an example, guys, of an out-of-control government that is just, we are victims of this tyrannical government, guys, because we didn't break the law. So we are just astonished by the amount of disgraceful actions that they will stoop to in order to silence free speech. Okay. They do not, it's not even about recording at this point. They do not want us making public comment anymore. They were trying to manipulate and use force to do so. It's getting to the point now where I've been arrested twice now. This is Sweet Tea's first arrest, and she took it like a champ. We're going to highlight that. She was awesome. It's her first arrest for activism, and it's her first arrest, period. But she was amazing in the jail, and she looks really good in orange, by the way. But before we continue, I just want to let you guys know that this part of what we're doing here also is a fundraiser. We are trying to raise some funds for our attorney fees. So our attorney is on it, but he is in the process of drafting up a fee agreement for us. So we're not sure how much it's going to be. We're thinking probably about $5,000 just to get him started on this. So for my particular case, we'll get into that later. I'm probably going to have to appeal it because they put mine at the municipal level. So I don't get to go to Arapahoe County. I have to go to the city of Sheridan for mine. And the judge over there is in cahoots with the city of Sheridan. So that's where we're at with that. So all of my donation links are in the description of this video. And so I don't have Sweet Teas in there. You can donate to either of us. It's going to go for the same cause though. So you don't have to, but donations are appreciated. So that's pretty much all I have for now. Sweet Tea, do you have anything you want to add for this intro before we get into the videos?
Not for this, no.
Okay.
Just how shameful the whole thing is.
All right, so like I said in the beginning of the video, I truly found it hilarious that Christopher had the audacity to consider himself a victim in all this. A victim. Now, let's keep in mind that Christopher makes a big effort in going to these council meetings on a bi-weekly. For the last couple of months, he's been going to these council meetings with his frauditor friends to intimidate, to harass these council members, okay? And all this because he has a hard-on with them because in certain areas of that city hall, there is no recording allowed. And he truly finds it that it's violating his rights. As well as he never got a public request form for a picture that was taken of him by an officer that was operating that white van that does the radar that he is so familiar on screwing with, okay? Now, again, I'm going to say, the man who makes a big effort in harassing this particular city hall, as well as the police department of Sheridan, now that he gets arrested by them, twice he's been arrested by them, he now wants his subscribers to look at him as the victim. And I think a lot has to do with the fact that here he is begging for money for his attorney, and he needs that look of being a victim so that they will contribute to him. And this is the shit that all frauditors do. They go out there, get themselves into problems, and then go run to their subscribers. And I think the subscribers, again, they themselves hate our government as well as law enforcement, that they will end up giving him the money that he needs to get his attorney to fight the charges that he has on them. But let's get back to the video. Let's watch more of what the victim has to say in all this.
Regan, what you got?
Dirty pool. Y'all, it's 100% straight up dirty pool. We've seen it all throughout the country. We know how this goes. This is Leon Valley 2.0. Pay attention because it's real business now, you guys. And there is nothing wrong with redressing your government. When you see an out of control government and you're ready to call that to the forefront, there's nothing more important than civil redress and exercising your constitutionally protected activities. Government wants to twist the narrative. Call it harassment, call it all these things. It's not. We know exactly what is going on. Pay very close attention, please.
All right, so let me just jump in here and comment on what the Queen Bitch threw out there about redressing the government. No, there's nothing wrong with anybody who feels that their rights were violated, or if they feel that something is wrong in government. No, there's nothing wrong with redressing your government. But let's look at the big picture now. Is that what these guys are truly doing? By the shit that they do on a daily basis, do you see that as redressing the government? Because I don't. What I see is them harassing the government. They want to disguise going to these locations and trying to force their way of thinking down these government locations' throats. The shit that they do, they want to disguise it as redressing the government. But let's be real. We all know the shit that they do is all in the name of making a damn video that their subscribers are going to get off on, and they're going to make some good money off of YouTube. They want to call it redressing the government. I call it screwing with the government, all in the name of making a damn video to make some quick cash. That's the way I see it.
And that's just another thing too, guys, is that what they're doing is they're trying to bully us into submission. And as you guys know, it's a huge beast that we're going up against. And so if you don't have a ton of money to fight this stuff, that's how people get bullied by the government, and they become victims and of their own government, right? So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to just dump all these charges on us so that we'll give up. So that's again why we're trying to raise money for these attorneys, because we're never gonna let up. This is a battle now at this point. So so let's go ahead and jump in to the actual arrest video, guys. I want to watch this one. So this is Officer Garcia right here. Okay. This is the arresting officer for Sweet Tea, and a lot of you guys saw on the live stream that Regan did that we had former city council member for the city of Sheridan, who served from 2011 to 2019, run up on us with his camera. He's also been at many of those city council meetings. He interrupts us all the time, gives us dirty looks, all that type of stuff. And he literally sprinted towards Sweet Tea and got in her face.
All right, so let me just point out the individual that Christopher is bitching about at this moment, Camacho, was exercising his freedom of press, was exercising his freedom of journalism, okay? The shit that these guys go out there doing daily, not only to law enforcement officers and not only to public employees, but the public in general. Think about it.
Did that. He actually committed harassment. So, and I'm going to be doing a video. I'm working on editing that one up, but we have this officer right here. So we actually called to do a criminal complaint, and we waited for 4 hours because at the time Sweet Tea was not allowed in the Sheridan Municipal Building because she had a restraining order, which we got dropped. So she wasn't allowed to go in there. So we called for service, and finally about 4 hours later got a call back from this clown right here, Officer Garcia, who I went to high school with. It's a total douche canoe, and was told that he was going to call us back. He was dealing with something else and he would call us back, and then he completely ignored us. So this guy actually told Sweet Tea when she was inquiring about that in the back of the cruiser, why he never called her back. He said, because did you want to call me back at 1 a.m? And she said, yes, or you could have called me back the next day. And he said, well, I didn't want to. So that's the kind of douchebag tyrant we're looking at here. But what happens is this Officer Garcia is trying to escort Sweet Tea out, and just watch how she bosses up and what she says, guys. And look at his reaction too. Let's check this out.
Can you tell me what I need?
What's the warrant for, Mitchell?
For what?
It takes all you for this. What the fuck are you doing?
Are you gonna take your stuff?
Yeah, I'm gonna take your stuff. Leave her stuff there. What the fuck are you doing?
Hold on just a moment. James, are you able to get our stuff?
She's got your stuff, let's go.
Can I get my keys?
Okay, so that was it right there, guys. So I just wanted to highlight that because she is in handcuffs right here, and he says, come on, let's go. And she says, hold on just a moment, and leans over and asks James a question, our friend. And so let's watch that one more time because that shit was just too gangster for television. So
Is the video choppy? Because it looks like it is on my, like it's like lagging.
It's not coming in good?
I don't know. Tell me, you guys,
Hope not.
in chat.
It's not great.
Hold on just a moment.
Okay, now it's better.
James.
Sorry, guys. Hold on. Right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna take your stuff. Leave her stuff there. What the fuck are you doing?
Hold on just a moment. James, are you able to get our stuff?
She's got your stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna take your stuff. Leave her stuff there. What the fuck are you doing?
All right, so if I'm not mistaken, Christopher telling the subscribers that Sour Tea asking another frauditor to ensure that that frauditor grabbed the stuff that Sour Tea and Christopher are leaving behind as the officers are dragging them away, and Christopher seeing that as a gangster move. That was gangster of Sour Tea? Well, shit, if that's not looking at that arrest as like a badge of honor, oh, I don't know what is.
James, are you able to get our stuff?
She's got your stuff, let's go.
Can I get my keys?
What the
Okay,
fuck?
so that's it, guys. So I just wanted to highlight that. That was a good job, Sweet Tea. I can't believe he kind of didn't really know what to do at that point. You know what I mean? So
I didn't. I wasn't going to yell and scream. There was no point in that. I mean, I just had to be calm and
right.
take the punches as they come, like I always do.
And it was just the way that you were just so calm. I mean, I was really kind of scared for you. I thought you were going to be scared in there. I think I was more scared than you.
Aw.
So, good job.
Thank you.
So that's the arrest, guys. And here's the thing: they didn't tell us what we were arrested for. I tried to say, what are we arrested for? And they said, we'll tell you when we get there. So then we get there and they didn't tell me. I did not find out what my charges were until I got released. It was like 6 hours later. So I'm sitting in there. No one told us anything. We had no clue why we were even there. So basically, we know what Sweet Tea's charges are. We know what our charges are. Sweet Tea got charged with 3rd-degree assault, which is a class 1 misdemeanor. It's the highest misdemeanor. So it's her very first ever offense. But basically what they're claiming that she did, we found out that Jay Whitaker's fiance, a lot of you know, when she was acting crazy and was bumping into Sweet Tea, she actually harassed her. And she actually filed a protection order against Sweet Tea and said that we were harassing. And the thing is that what I did is that I published a picture of her, which was from her Facebook that somebody sent me. And I published it on my community tab. And I just said, this is the lady that was harassing Sweet Tea. It's Jay Whitaker's girlfriend, and her name's Victoria Brown.
All right, so you just heard Christopher admit that he put this picture under his community tab to show his subscribers the lady that Sour Tea had a problem with. Now, if you guys got to watch that video where the people of Sheridan were going to go at it with the frauditors, then let me just say that this lady was in the middle of an argument with one of the frauditors, and Sour Tea out of nowhere came in there and wanted to record that interaction. Now, this lady didn't want to be recorded. So she stood in front of Sour Tea's camera, and Sour Tea didn't like it, so she pushed the lady away from her. Now, let's keep this in mind, guys, that in Colorado, unwanted touch is an assault. It's considered an assault. And let's just say that if anybody had did that to Christopher, Christopher would have had done the same shit. Christopher, as we all know, if you touch her, if you look at him funny, he wants to put charges on you. But now when this lady did it to Sour Tea, now all of a sudden, hey, Christopher wants to use his channel as a way of getting back at this lady and put her on his community tab for his subscribers, as well as doxing her name on his community tab. Okay, so Christopher wants to make it sound like he didn't really do anything wrong. Bullshit. Okay, let me show you the clip that pretty much got Sour Tea into problems with the law, and you'll see for yourself. Unwanted touch is considered assault in Colorado. Let's check out the clip.
I'm not harassing anybody. You're having a conversation.
No, you're not. You're harassing me.
No, you're harassing me.
I didn't speak to you first.
I didn't make any comment.
No, but you chose the name. Don't film me.
Hey, what are you doing, lady?
Oh, I'm standing in front of your
No,
camera.
you're bumping into it. You can't do that.
I'm standing.
Touched me.
That's harassment, ma'am. That's harassment.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yes.
the most privileged human being that has ever lived on the face of the
That's
earth.
111. That's
The most
harassment.
privileged human being that has ever lived on the face of the earth.
On your camera.
The most privileged human beings.
You cannot touch them. That's against the
didn't
law.
touch them.
Yes, you did. You
No,
bumped
I
right
didn't.
into her,
You
ma'am.
did. Did I touch
Unacceptable.
it?
Yes, you did.
All right, so in the beginning of the clip, you really can't see no faces, but if you listen, the blonde lady here is arguing with the guy to her right with the baseball cap. She's telling him that he's harassing her. And then if you look to the left on that clip, you'll notice that Sour Tea just came out, plopped herself in the middle there, and started recording that interaction between the lady and the frauditor with the baseball cap on, right? And then I noticed, if you look at the clip, you notice that the lady didn't want to be recorded, so she stood in front of Sour Tea's camera. Now, I looked at that clip like 2-3 times, and I could not see any bumping of the camera. Sour Tea is claiming that the lady bumped into her camera. And then, as you all know, guys, if you've watched videos of somebody touching Christopher's camera, he starts yelling, "Hey, what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah." I mean, Christopher, he becomes unhinged. The guy's a bitch. In my book, he's a bitch, okay? And now the lady's arguing with Christopher, and if you notice, now here comes Sour Tea pushing the lady back off from my boyfriend. That's the way I saw it, okay? Now that push is what got Sour Tea into problems. Again, I'm going to say in Colorado, unwanted touch is considered assault. And think about it, let's admit now that if somebody would have did that to Christopher, Christopher would have did the same shit. He would have put charges on that person. So, hey, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, no? So the lady put charges on Sour Tea, and that's how she ended up getting that arrest warrant and blase, blase. Hey, she brought that shit upon herself. That's all I could say.
Yes, did.
I'm trying to walk. Your camera was in
You
my
just
way.
stepped on my foot and my camera.
I didn't step on your foot.
She did not.
What did you step on?
She did
I believe
not.
I stepped
I'm
on
Don't
it.
touch my camera, lady.
I didn't touch
Yes,
it.
you did. You said
And before we continue any further, I just want to let everyone know that we do not condone any harassment of any kind towards Victoria Brown or Jay Whitaker or anyone for that matter. And I just wanted to clarify in this case what harassment is, which is CRS 18-9-111, which is subsection E. Directly or indirectly initiates communication with a person or directs language towards another person, anonymously or otherwise, by telephone, telephone network, data network, text message, instant message, computer network, computer system, or other interactive electronic medium in a manner intended to harass, threaten bodily injury, or property damage, or makes any comment, request, suggestion, or proposal by telephone, computer network, computer system, or other interactive electronic medium that is obscene. Okay, so that's what we are not saying for anyone to do. Okay.
No, that's not what we are about. That's not who we want to be. Not at all. We are not doing that. We get a lot of that from the trolls and people that email us really crappy stuff and threats. But we don't do that. No. That's not who we are, and that's not how we rise above, and that's not how we make our case.
Absolutely.
So do not.
And we've actually gotten death threats, stuff like that too. So, but I just wanted to say that simply posting a picture of them on my YouTube community tab is not harassment. Okay. So we found out, so she had a protection order, a temporary one. That's why she wasn't at the prior city council meeting. So what happened was we went to court for that, and the court, we had our attorney there, and Mr. Whitaker was there also, which they were totally unprofessional. They were yelling, hollering. You know how Jay Whitaker, he constantly interrupts our public comment, speaks over us. The mayor's always telling them to be quiet. Well, that's how he was acting in the courtroom, and the judge literally tossed him out of the courtroom. He just can't control himself. And no. the lady, they were trying to say that Sweet Tea punched her. You guys can go back and watch the video, that she punched her in the stomach and she had a bruise and was sore for several days. You can clearly see the footage. We played it for the judge to see that she went like this, on a closed fist with her hand like this, and gently pushed her away because she was right in Sweet Tea's face. You guys saw the video.
She kept coming at me.
All right, so judging by what we see in the picture here, yes, Sour Tea didn't have a closed fist, but that doesn't change the fact that she put hands on the lady. And if you look at the clip, when she supposedly gently pushed her back, that lady went back like 2 to 3 feet. So gently or not gently doesn't change the fact that Sour Tea put hands on the lady. And in Colorado, unwanted touch is considered assault. And let's be real, somebody would have did the same exact thing to Christopher. The bitch that Christopher is, he would have did the same shit. Put charges on that person. Now, whether she has bruises or not, hey, it is what it is. Gently, she put charges on Sour Tea. Gently.
Yeah.
Which is harassment, right? She was trying to intimidate her. And then they were saying we were editing the video because on the live stream, it looked like she was farther away. And on my video, it was like blacked out, like she was bumping into it. But what they didn't understand is there's 2 cameras. The live stream's on the tripod is on the, is further back towards Sweet Tea. The DSLR camera is farther up. It's like 6-8 inches ahead. So yeah, when she bumped into it, that's the footage we were using. And they were trying to say that it's edited footage.
Right. So it was my camera actually. And on the front of the lens, I have that rubber stopper thing that, you know, deflects light. So that way you can get good footage. But that's what she bumped into, was that big rubber piece. And then also on my camera, on my footage, you can see where she literally sticks her finger in my lens and swirls it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you. You have the right to remain silent. Appreciate that 20, bro.
Thank you so much, you guys.
And again, if you would like to throw super chats, we appreciate that. I'll put your comment up for everyone to see. If you would like to donate directly to us to help us with our attorney fees, all my donation links are in the on my about section, but they're also in the description of this video. And we get more of that money. YouTube takes, like, I think 40% of the super chats, and then so just throwing that out there. But
they asked about my wrist. Should I show it?
yeah, show your wrist. Just let me go you a solo layout.
Oh,
and that's her wrist from the handcuffs, guys. They were so tight.
Shit.
Yeah.
All right, so now here you have Sour T looking for some sympathy because of the bruises that the cuff left on her wrist. Let's be real now. You don't want to be cuffed up, you don't do the crime, okay? Now, I will agree, the lady acted childish by jumping in front of her camera. I don't think she intentionally meant to touch her camera. She just wanted to stand in front of the camera. She didn't want to be recorded. Now, I will say Sour T and Christopher all brought this all upon themselves. They brought this shit on themselves. Let's keep in mind that they don't live in the city of Sheridan, that they are only going to these council meetings to intimidate and harass the council members because they're pissed off about the signage of no recordings in certain areas of that city hall. And also the fact that he couldn't get that public request of the female officer who took a picture of him that was operating that radar van, okay? But that doesn't justify going bi-weekly to these meetings to screw with these council members, which if you watch that video, I forget the title of the video, where he vowed that he would continue to go to every council meeting until they took that signage of no recording from that city hall, take it down. Then he would stop going. So again, the shit that happens to them, they bring it upon themselves. And I don't consider this shit redressing government. I consider it being dumb and assholes about the fact that they can't record in certain areas of that location. Hey, it is what it is. I don't feel sorry. I'm not a heartless person. I'm a very considerate person towards anybody who gets hurt. Okay, but I don't feel sorry for Sour T for this shit. Hey, she brought it upon herself again, I'm gonna say.
Trying to get it where, oh, there.
Go back,
Right there. Yeah, right there.
Out of that light.
Look, it's still really swollen bad.
Mm-hmm. And it was Officer Moreno or whatever, that the lady that actually pushed Sweet Tea last time. She was the arresting officer that put the handcuffs on her, and she said, "Oh, I can fit
I thought
a
her name
finger
was
in there."
Born.
Moreno
with a B.
Whatever. You know,
okay.
Boy.
She's in the thumbnail of this video.
Yeah.
So,
he was dressed up last night.
Who?
She had some makeup on. Her hair.
Oh, was she?
Oh, yeah. She looked
She
beautiful.
wanted to look good. She knew that they orchestrated this. They knew they were going to arrest us. She wanted to look nice for the camera, right?
Yep.
So
it was a big production for them.
But
I want to touch on that though. There are some things that were said when I was sitting there waiting to get booked in or processed, whatever. And I asked her to please just loosen my handcuffs. I showed her that it was swelling, and she didn't believe me at first, but then I felt like, okay, maybe she is having a heart and, you know, a little bit of humanity there. And she did undo it a notch, but my wrist was already so swollen. Like, I mean, it was bad. The pain was incredibly bad. Mm-hmm. But, you know, thank you, officer, for, you know, giving me that little notch that you allowed me.
No,
so
fuck
thank
that.
you.
She shouldn't have done that in the first place. There are times
no, I agree.
Arrested you. I'm not giving her it. Sweet Tea's nice.
I
guys.
get it.
You all know Sweet Tea's nice. Fuck her. They're every single one of those officers are a disgrace. They're a traitor to the Sheridan Police Department. They're a traitor to the United States Constitution and the United States as a whole. All of them.
Yeah.
And so we got another super chat. Do you think they'll ban journalists from public buildings? They had absolutely no reasonable articulate suspicion to arrest you guys. Yeah, they're going off of thank you for the 5. To be suck. The grounds they had to arrest us, what they're claiming is the city manager Cranberry, who drafted up that administrative order under the guidance of their city attorney Hayashi, which he's using the home rule charter that they have that states that he has authority to create rules and guidelines for city employees. It doesn't say he's not a legislator. He can't make rules for the citizens, guys. So that's what they're saying. So This is going to be a pretty easy case, we think, to get dismissed at least, or to win, because of that fact. He had no authority, period. But getting back to the protection order, so the judge watched the entire thing, all the footage, all the evidence, and decided based on that to not put in a permanent restraining order. So the restraining order was lifted. So then now they're all in cahoots. They got to figure out a way to keep us out of there. So they go and she files assault charges, not harassment, because we're not even saying that this lady Victoria assaulted Sweet Tea. We're saying she harassed, because harassment is basically any unwanted touching. It's kind of like battery, but we don't have battery here. So assault has to cause pain. So they're saying that she actually assaulted her, right, by what she did, even though Victoria was the one that was making all the physical contact, right?
Right.
You are allowed to, if somebody repeatedly comes into your face, to go like this to move them out of your way. So
right.
The judge saw all of that evidence.
Minimal. Like, please get away from me.
All right, so we all just heard what came out of Christopher's mouth, that if somebody repeatedly continues to come at you, unwantedly, may I add, if they continue to come at you repeatedly, you are legally allowed to push that person back. You are legally allowed to put hands on somebody. That's the way I'm taking it. That's what came out of his mouth. How many times have we seen Christopher confront somebody, and I'm sure it was unwanted, and if they touched him back, he would make a big thing about it. Let me show you a clip.
So should I do the thing that I did last time and just sit here and ring the bell constantly? All right, guys, so they're going to
Canada's watching. How you guys doing?
deny us access in here again, so I'll just sit here and ring the bell over and over until they come.
Hey, John, hi, can I help you?
What's up, John?
Guys,
Hi.
You cannot record here.
Sir, that's not true.
I told you. You cannot record on the state property.
The cops were here last time and they didn't do anything.
Do you have an appointment?
Yeah, we need to come in, John. We have an appointment.
Okay, do you have an appointment?
We don't have an appointment. We don't need
Okay,
one
you
to come
can't
this
come in.
building.
If you need to come in for
It's a fire
unemployment
code
reasons,
violation for you to be locking
then
these
you
doors,
need to
sir.
schedule an appointment.
It's a fire code violation. It's a fire code violation for you to lock this. Oh, smashing my foot.
Get your foot out of the way.
Dude, what the heck?
Whoa.
Hey,
Oh!
my foot. You.
Punk?
Punk ass. Yeah.
Whoa!
That was pretty bad.
That guy John's a punk ass, dude.
Damn, dude.
Smashed my foot.
Smash DMA's foot in the door, guys.
Did I mess it up?
Still saying that there's no recording. When the cops came last time and didn't do a thing to us, said that we're allowed to record here. He still wants to pull that card that we can't record on state property.
He needs to
What
be
an
put
idiot.
in check. And
So we're gonna file complaints on this guy John now because that's bull.
Yeah.
All right, so in that clip, that was Christopher's second time going into that location to record and not let inside. And as we all saw, Christopher was pissed off that he couldn't get in, that he put his foot in the doorway to stop the guy from closing the door on him, right? Now, the guy did what anybody else would have done, kick his foot out the door so he could close the door. Now, according to Christopher, if you repeatedly go at somebody, unwantedly, I may add, okay, you're legally allowed to put hands on them, let's say, push them out the way. And to me, kicking Christopher's foot out the way so that he can close the door, according to Christopher, it was legal for that guy to do. So now, don't you find it funny that at the end of that clip there, you hear Christopher make comments that he is going to put complaints on that individual for kicking him? Hey, I find it so funny. These guys are such hypocrites. It's okay for them to do certain things, and then when it's done to them, they're bitching and moaning. They want to file complaints or they want to put charges on somebody. Ain't that some shit?
And so my charges were obstruction of it says obstruction of officers. So I'm not really sure what that is. I've never obstructed anyone, but I have a couple of theories. My first theory is that we were doing some cop watching, and there was an accident, and there's no tape up. We're walking on the sidewalk. We were actually in like the intersection area, you know those little like landing triangle pass things. That's where we were. We're about to get to that, and or no, were we on that? No, we were already on that area. We were on that little area, and I was trying to get across the street, and the sergeant runs up on me hollering, "Are you part of this crime scene? Are you part?" And I was like, "Dude, calm down, man. Why are you yelling at me?" And he's like, "You need to leave my crime scene." And I just say, "Hey, name and badge number, man." And he's like, "I'll give it to you once you get over there. Get over there." And he kept yelling. I was like, "Dude, calm down. Why are you so yelling, man?" And he's like, "Because you're not leaving my crime scene." So they're trying to say, I think that's obstruction. But I told him, I was like, "Dude, the light's red, man." I was waiting in the crosswalk. I told him I'm trying to get across the street. So that's why I wasn't leaving right then. The light's red. You know what I mean? And he's like, "Oh, stop traffic." And he grabs his flashlight and he goes into the middle of the street and like blocks everyone. And I comply. I didn't obstruct. I went across the street. That's it. So I don't know if that's what it is. Go ahead, Regan. If there's any doxing, guys, I need my moderators to be on top of this. If there's any doxing, people trying to dox Sweet Tea, they're instantly blocked. Okay. They're not in timeout. They're out of here, man. Unacceptable.
Yeah.
All right, so let me just pause the video here for a minute. As you hear Christopher telling his moderators, somebody apparently in that live stream at least 3 times was trying to throw out Sour Tea's name, her real name, out there in the chat. Now, I don't pay attention to the chat. I was paying attention more to the live stream, the shit that was coming out of Christopher's mouth. But the fact that he was making a point of anybody doxing Sour Tea, they are blocked, permanently blocked from his site. Now, not only did he, in my opinion, dox that lady that we just saw that had the interaction with Sour Tea, but let me show you a clip of a lady who was exercising her freedom of speech. Christopher and Sour Tea were at the DMV, and they were harassing this security guard. Now, this lady noticed what he was doing, and why this video touched me is because she stuck up for the guard. She was telling Christopher, "Hey, I really think you're being rude to that security guard." And because she made that comment, which we could all agree she was exercising her freedom of speech, okay, just making a comment to this knucklehead. Again, I say, if you're not kissing his ass, if you're not bowing down to him, he will screw you over. And he made every effort to follow this lady to her vehicle so he could record her plate and put it out on YouTube. That's the bitch that he is. So it's not okay for you to screw with his girlfriend, but it's okay for him to screw with the general public. Let's check out that clip and you'll better understand what I'm saying.
You're over here trying to prevent me.
Who you are anyways?
Huh?
Who you are anyways?
I'm just a free American.
Who?
A free American.
Yeah, free American, like me?
Yeah, I'm sure you're a free American.
So don't worry about it then.
What's your name?
You don't need to. You don't need to.
Stop being combative.
Talk to each other.
It's terribly combative.
Who, me or him?
Probably you.
Oh, me? Okay, let's get this lady right
No,
here.
I mean, you can film me, but you're terribly rude.
I was not rude at all. He actually initiated it. He was going like this in my camera, and then he called someone on
What
me.
I've just seen is that you're really combative, and you're getting in his face, and I don't give you authorization
I got in his face?
to film me. I don't give you authorization to film me.
I can't have your authorization?
You will not have my authorization
Okay.
to film me. Yeah.
That's fine. Do I need it?
You do, yeah.
I do? I need yours too?
If you're going to publish anything, you absolutely need my authorization to do that.
Okay.
Sorry. I don't actually know what the point is of you guys being here. I mean,
Well, actually, I could tell you.
If
If you want to have a conversation, I could tell you. It'd
Yeah,
be very
tell me.
easy.
What's going on?
So, were you here when we first came in?
I was, yeah.
So we came in. We didn't bother anyone. Didn't talk to anyone. We just wanted to get some footage, some B-roll footage of this entire area. It's a public building, so we pay for this.
Sure.
And as we were making our
everybody
way,
else in this room.
exactly, that's true. And as we were making our way back this way, I don't know if you noticed, but the security guard started going like this in front of my camera, and then he got on the phone and was calling people, asking if he can block my camera. So that's the reason why there was a confrontation there, ma'am. But
I think that there's a reason. Like here's the thing, buddy. Like, communication's really important.
Buddy?
You gotta ask people, like, if it's okay. You don't sit there and you just assume that you can film people. You didn't even ask me if this is okay.
If you were like in your house or something, yeah, I can see what you're saying. But
no, this is not okay with me. It's not okay with me. It's terribly rude.
At counter number.
Do you want to come with me to my thing? It's
because I don't want to get your private information.
So you're welcome.
I'm not trying to like try to scam your information or anything.
Don't film my ass. I'd appreciate that.
It's not even that good.
Pretty good. Thank you.
Do some more squats.
It is sexual harassment. Thank you.
Now serving T1375 at counter number 1.
Yeah, we came to get your plate, that's all.
Please fuck off.
Fuck off too. OJM 993.
All right, so again, I'm going to say, because this lady told Christopher that she felt that he was being an asshole, a total jerk, which he was towards that security guard. She didn't say it in those exact words. I included those words, but he was being rude, combative with that security guard. All because she was exercising her freedom of speech, may I add. He didn't like it, so now she became the target. Okay, which again I'm gonna say, with Christopher, his mentality, the way it works, he doesn't only target law enforcement officers. He doesn't only target public employees. He targets the public. And then he wants his subscribers to swallow it that he's out there fighting for freedom, for the rights of the people. And the subscribers, they swallow it because they want to see people humiliated. They want to see people spoken to like trash, okay? Until it's done to them, oh man, yeah, we support you, my friend. But when it happens to them, they'll figure it out that they've been supporting the wrong thing, okay? It's unfortunate that they gotta wait until it happens to them for them to figure out that this shit ain't right.
So we have, so yeah, that's one theory. And then the other theory is that we actually did go in and they modified, because this is a municipal charge for me. They want me in the municipal court. The obstruction of a governmental operation, they modified it to include photo radar technicians, right? And they have it posted up on their windshield now and everything. So, so that could be it, that we were recording peacefully protesting on a sidewalk there for the speed trap bans. That's another theory that we have. Again, we don't know. I have court Thursday, so we'll figure that out. But again, guys, I mean, I can stand on a sidewalk. That cannot be construed as obstruction of a governmental operation. I can sit there on a sidewalk and stand there for hours on end. There's nothing they can do about that. Okay, I'm exercising multiple First Amendment rights, freedom of the press, and to peacefully protest. I say that every time I'm out there. We're peacefully protesting on a public sidewalk. Now, if I'm going up like directly like into their camera and like intentionally trying to block their stuff, then I don't know, maybe, but that's not what we ever do. We just stand on a sidewalk. We're not like right up next to the van blocking the camera. I'm usually about 10, 20 feet away, standing there. That's it. So that is my charge. We're not really sure exactly what's going to happen with that, but that's kind of where we're at. So.
All right, so I'm going to end the video here, as I notice we're almost at an hour, and I know most of you guys don't like the hour-long videos, but I wanted you guys to see how Christopher goes about bullshitting his subscribers, okay? As we all know, Christopher is a piece of shit. He goes out there harassing. I don't care. He wants to sugarcoat it that he's redressing government. We all know That's bullshit. He's out there harassing government, okay? As we have seen on numerous videos, if you don't bow down to him and kiss his ass, he will screw you any which way he can. Now, again, I'm going to say, the fact that Sour T got arrested, we just saw why she got arrested, for putting hands on that lady. Again, I say, Christopher may sugarcoat it and say that Sour T gently pushed that lady, but if you look at that clip, when Sour T pushed that lady went back at least 2 to 3 feet, okay? Now, whether she's got bruises on her stomach, that's that lady's business between her and Sour T, okay? She took advantage of the law of assault. She's using the law the same way these knuckleheads use the law to work to their advantage. So I give it to that lady. So be it. Okay, it is what it is. Now, again, I say, Christopher threw this live stream, in my opinion, not only to break down to his subscribers why he and Sour T got arrested, but to e-beg for the money that he's looking for to pay for the attorney. Again, I say, these frauditors, they go out there starting shit, getting themselves into problems, and then they go run to their subscribers to bail them out, okay? Again, we all know the subscribers, in my opinion, they truly hate government as well as law enforcement officers themselves, that they will give up the money for Christopher to pay for his attorney fees. What a gig to have, right? And I just say, guys, I added the ass end of the live stream. I'm going to end this video with the ass end of the live stream where Sour T teared up. She teared up. She kind of cried a little bit. And I'm not going to lie. I know I'm not a heartless person because I felt bad for her. I truly felt bad for her. But and then I think about the shit that she does and Christopher on a daily to other people. And what comes to mind now is when her and Christopher went to the library and they held that nice librarian, Athena. If you guys got to watch that video, Athena was only doing her job when she kicked sweet Sour T out of the library for recording. She was only doing her job. And then Christopher, the asshole that he is, disrespected the shit out of Athena, in my opinion, and the police did shit about it. They called the library, called 911, nobody from the police station came, which again I'm going to say, the police out in that part of Colorado are full of shit when it comes to these frauditors too, just like California. But again, I'm not a heartless person. It touched me, and I want to show you. And I think some of you guys might get touched too by watching Sour T tear up. But and then when you think about the shit that they go out there doing to other people, again I say, like they did at the library with that librarian Athena, I say she brought all this shit upon herself, and I forget about the tearing part and feeling sorry for her. But it is what it is. Let me know your thoughts on the video, guys, and I'll see you in my next one.
Wow, it just blows me away. Like, you know, I feel like all I wanted to do was record what was going on, and I'm being punished for that. And I wanted to not feel like I'm being attacked for exercising my freedoms, and I'm being punished for that. So
we got your back, girl. Don't you worry.